Good morning, dear students. Welcome to the Institute for Open Learning. For those pursuing a diploma in education secondary and a diploma in education, I am your tutor, Mr. Smanza, for this subject, Business Studies Module 2. I can be reached at the following contact number 081 440 339. Our class or presentation for today will be examination based for 2020. Let's look at the class content of our presentation for today. We are going to cover the important topics for the examination preparation. It will be a summary of 3 examinations, that is May, August, and November. The class will serve as an examination guide towards the preparation and writing of the said examinations. And it will not serve as a scope for the said examination, but rather a guide as said. We have topics that we are going to discuss today and includes the business terminologies, work conflict, recruitment, products, marketing, law of demand and supply, the HIV/AIDS aspect, and other important topics. Now, as a business teacher or as a business stakeholder, one is expected to first understand all business terminologies in the business activity. And such terminologies includes the traditional society, the modern society, the aspect of price, marketing, product, collective bargaining, and training. Look at the work participation, primary research, secondary research, brand and mark aspect in terms of business terminologies. Read other business terminologies and understand in detail what it means. Now, work conflict. One needs to understand that in any relation, whether at work or at home, there is an aspect of conflict. One would therefore ask a question: what does conflict mean? In simple terms, conflict is any disagreement or misunderstanding between one or more people in any relation. And we are talking about business relation in this case, at work. Now, since there is conflict, employees needs to be secured or to feel at home through representation. And this can be done through trade unions. What is a trade union? A trade union is an organization that represents employees' interest at work. Now, one may ask a reason why do employees need to join a trade union? And few answers may include: employees join trade union for the sake of greater bargaining powers, to prevent discrimination, for them to be secured at work, and to have that sense of participation and belonging to an organization. Read and understand. What causes conflict at a workplace? There are lots of factors that may cause misunderstanding or disagreements at a workplace. And this may include the lack of resources, poor communication, different cultures, work overload, and discrimination. A few to mention. Read and understand. There are also methods or approaches that are used to solve such problems, and this includes the process of mediation, conciliation, strike, lockout, and arbitration. Read and understand the meaning of such process. They are referred as to an alternative dispute resolution as compared to the traditional way of going to court. There are steps that needs to be taken in order for one to resolve a conflict, and that includes the identifying of the many sources of such a misunderstanding, and therefore one generates approaches that are needed to resolve such a problem, and look at such approaches, choose one among the one that one thinks is viable or necessary for that, and such must be in agreement with all stakeholders involved in such a process, and at last select the most suitable and implement such an approach. How do you get employees for your organization? You set up a business but does not have employees, but you want to bring in employees. Employees are brought to organization through a process that is referred as to recruitment, which is a process of finding suitable candidate for any vacant position. There are steps that needs to be followed in this case. Define the job before hiring an employee. Plan for such a process. Use a checklist. Assemble a larger pool of candidates for that process. Review their credentials and application carefully. Screen and thereafter ask the right job interview questions. Check the background, reference, and lastly, appoint the suitable candidate. What is it that brings the business activity in any relation? It is because there is something in exchange between people or such stakeholders, and this is referred as to a product. This product have types. Read and understand the types of product. Now, in any business activity, these products need to be transported from the manufacturer to the retailers and to the customers. What are the types of transportations that are used in this case? And this may include the road aspect, the air, sea, and railway. Read and understand what we mean by road, air, sea, and rail as types of transportation for product in any business activity. Look at the marketing aspect. How do you communicate or let the customers know of your product, its quality, the price, and any other feature of such a product? And this is done through marketing and advertising. Now, there are also types of advertising, and includes the informative and the persuasive type of organization, whereas informative is the providing of information, where the persuasive aspect or approach seeks to appeal to customers' emotions. Read and understand the advertising types or medias, the marketing mix. Read and understand what we mean by product, price, promotion, and place. Very important and be in the process of the business activity. What is the law of demand and supply? The law of demand states that as the price increases, the demand for goods and services therefore will also decrease. and that as the price decrease, the demand will also increase as people or customers will afford to buy such goods and services. The law of supply, therefore, states that as the price increase, the supply of goods and services also increase. And when the price decrease, the supply of goods and services therefore also decreases. HIV/AIDS is a very important aspect or factor at any workplace. Read and understand this topic in detail. Look at the discrimination on grounds of HIV at a workplace. What does our Constitution provides in this case? What does the Labor Act provides in this case? The National Code of HIV and AIDS in employment, what does it provide in these relations? Read and understand. This information is clearly explained and stated in your study guides. Very important. Also read the effect of HIV on employees' productivity at a workplace. It is definitely has an effect on employees' performance at a workplace. Please read in detail and understand. Business plan is one of the common and morely asked questions in the examinations and assignments. Please read and understand all the elements that are required in a business plan. Something organizations use to sell to the source of finance. People or stakeholders such as banks and any other creditors where a business needs to source finance. Please read and understand all the features of a business plan. And B, this question normally is a larger amount or percentage of any assignment or examination. Very important. You are also advised to look at other topics that we have not discussed. Look at the aspect of questionnaires. Look at the factors that influence the location of any business, the economic and social objectives of the government. Look at the packaging aspect, market research, and entrepreneur. Now, let's quickly look at the part of the examination preparation and guiding tips. During preparation, take note that on a social basis, you are advised to pray during your preparation. This is only for those that believes in Christianity. Students, take note that all the examination questions that you are going to find in the examination are from the content of the provided study guide by your institution. Please take note. Do not think that this question perhaps maybe is driven from any other source, but it is indeed direct from the study guide in your possession. And you are also not limited to such a study guide. Go and look for more sources. Read other books, search on internet, and any other source that you may find appropriate or necessary for that sake. Understand all the unit outcomes. Please take note that you have the information about the venue and the time in advance before such a date. Do not forget to carry enough materials necessary for that purpose. Such materials may include pens, watch, ruler, a few to mention, and any other material that may be required for that sake. During the examination, you are also still advised to pray before writing. Make sure you read all the questions and instructions carefully, and this is to avoid disqualification and loss of marks. You are also advised to do not take any form of a note into the examination venue. You will be disqualified. It is not a secret. Please consider the allocation at the end of each question. The allocation of marks will guide you on the content required to answer such a question. Make sure you understand the meaning of the verbs. They are provided in your study guide. Read and understand the meaning of such verbs. This is to help you to understand the question, not to lose marks. In short, my dear students, this brings us to the end of our presentation for today, and I wish you good luck.